Hi guitar mates, hope you are having a great day. In this video we are going back to the year 1976 and a song that changed the musical landscape in the UK and introduced us to a brand new genre of music called punk rock. The song is of course Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols. Released as a single in November 1976, it would then feature on the album Never Mind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols a year later. At the time of recording the single, the band consisted of Paul Cook on drums, Glenn Matlock on bass, Johnny Rotten on vocals and Steve Jones on the guitar. The song was also covered by Megadeth on the album So Far, So Good, So What. So, let's go back to my teenage days and let's have some fun with this great song. So, of course, it goes like this. And we're going to be playing all of these downstrokes because we're talking Steve Jones here, and from his own admission, never learned how to play the guitar, picked up everything that he knew just hanging around watching other people on Denmark Street in music stores. We are going to be up on a G5 chord, so I'm playing A10 and D12. And we're just going to play through the bar. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, slide, and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I've got that little kick in there we hear all the way through that intro. Got one bar on that G5, sliding down at the end of the second bar to an F5. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, going down to a D5, half a bar, kicking down to a C5. And we're going to stay on that C5 for 4 bars. We got this little kind of lifting up the finger and back down over the 1 arm. That is your intro. Things to note here. We do not want to play this too clever. Don't want to put chugs in there. We want to keep this really simplified. So when we playing things, don't try and tidy things up. It loses that essence that Steve Jones got. So when we're doing that, just keep that hand going down there onto them power chords. So that's your intro. Let's go on to the verse section. So I'll just play through the verse and then I'll break it down for you again. So the verse. Okay, so we're staying down on that C5 and we're doing that little lifting. We go up then to an F, down to an E, so I'm up on that, what am I on, 8 and 10, so I've got that F5, down to an E5, and again, keep it noisy when you're doing this. So if you do that, I'm hitting the open A string. And then again, I'm moving down there, just keeping lots of noise going on that guitar. Now you're going to you're going to do that 3 times. On the final time, we do not go back up. We just sit there on that C chord to finish that verse. So we're just going to go. So they are your verses. Now let's go into that chorus. Again, I'm just going to play it through. Now the chorus is the same as the intro, but we don't have the breaks. So the chorus goes. So, same rundown, but just keep it going all the time and do the kicks. So we're up there. Now we stay on that C5 for 3 bars. That. And then we go down to a G5 for 1 bar. That is your verse. Did you notice I did miss one of the kicks? It's quite easy to do. It doesn't make a lot of difference whether you put the kick in or not. It just gives that aggressive sound. I have heard so many versions when I was doing a little bit of research on this for the song, and they are very, very varied. I think it would depend on the concert, who was there at the concert, and of course how much the band had been drinking and various other things before they hit the stage. One point I do want to talk about here on the verse. I have seen Steve Jones play the verse different. Nowadays he plays it down here. He goes. He plays it down there. Now, it sounds all right when Steve Jones is doing it. I don't particularly like it. I thought I'd been doing it wrong because I learned how to play this when I was 16. Yeah, 16. And everything I'd seen was playing it up here. Because remember, I didn't know, I was a beginner myself. And I didn't really know about movement chords, but I knew that if I went up here when I was listening to the track, I got that. So I always played it like that. When I saw him doing it down there, I thought, I must have been playing it wrong all them years. But when I went back and watched some real old videos of them playing this live, he was there. So, nothing too clever. He's learned a few things since the days of the early Pistols. But I just think it sounds a little bit thin. It just sounds so much more power playing it here. That is my personal opinion. Now, we've covered the verse, we've covered the chorus, because what we do, we have verse 2 and we have chorus number 2. We play through that. We come back out of that chorus, we're sitting on that C5, but we don't go down to the G after chorus number 2. We got that. Because what we have now, we have the solo. Remember, a very, very simple solo. So it goes like this. So, what are we doing now? What are we just going to be moving across? He slides in. What we do is really a diagonal line that we're going to be playing in. Now, you could say he was sweeping, but I don't think it was really what he was thinking about when he was doing. Because I'm playing a 14, 13, 12 G, B, and high E string. We get this. and he arpeggiates down it. Then he slides up 2 frets, so we're playing 16, 15, 14. So he's sliding in. Now he's playing this. He's going to be playing that 4 times. And the last one we do that 14, 12, 14, 13, 12. Then we got this line. What I'm doing there, I'm on the D string, I'm doing a 12 to a 14. Then I'm doing a double stop across the 2 12s there on the G and the B. Got 2 more hits on that. Then I go across 14 and 13 on the G and B. Slide up 2 frets. Cool. That, and then to finish it off, we've got on the G string, he's doing a 4-5-4 down to the 5 on the D, to the 5 on the A, down to the 2 on the A, and finishes on a 3. What he's doing there, if you think about it, he's actually playing through a G chord with a G sus4. There's that sus4 from your chord there. And then he comes down and he's playing the back end of a G triad, because there is that 5 down to the 2, which is the major third of the G. Finishing on the root. No, sounds very technical, that. I'm quite sure that's not what he was thinking when he was playing it, but it works. Now, of course, there's a lot of noise behind from the guitar. There was an overdub on that was being played behind it on the power chords, but that is what, well, according to Steve Jones, that's what he was playing through that solo. From there, we have verse number 3 going into chorus number 3. It's exactly like we have played previously. Coming out of that second chorus number 3, we are into the second solo. 2 solos in one song. How good does it get? And this is the solo that he was playing. Take a little bit of practice for you to get that one down. He is playing across, he's got the hands that you're playing there, you're playing across a 12 on the D, 11 on the G, and 10 on the B, and you're going to play that. Then we go down 2 frets and slide up back where we are. Then we're going to drop our pinky down onto the 12th fret on the G string, so we get this sus chord lifted up, and then along a little bit on that slide. And then back up and then drops down, and he just repeats that. Plays that through on the solo. Then, like the solo, we go back to verse number 4. Exactly the same as we have played before. And then we are into the chorus, and the chorus takes us to the end of the song. So we've got lots of going. They are all of the parts to the song. Got the tablature down there beneath as well. I'm laughing about this and I'm kind of joking. I thought, and I still do think, that this is a great song. There's been many comments about the ability of Steve Jones. There has been talk of Chris Spedding playing the guitar and in the studio, although all of the interviews he totally denies it. I've seen people show videos of how bad Steve Jones was playing to try and back up this theory, but the ones I'd seen that I can hear live tracks of them playing at 76, 77, I didn't hear anything wrong really with Steve Jones playing. In fact, the engineer at the time, and he's doing interviews again, has said that he's one of the best rhythm guitarists he's ever worked with. He's just playing a solid rhythm. He's doing nothing fancy. He's just sitting there and he's keeping on the beat. Yes, there were some rough ones when he was playing. I've heard some bad ones. But then again, I've heard some bad ones from very, very famous guitarists playing at certain concerts. We're not going to go Live Aid and a certain guitarist there playing really, really bad. So I'm not certainly going to knock Steve Jones, and I know when I was 16 playing in a punk band, I thought he was god at the time. He just sounded so powerful. It is a great song, and of course, Megadeth knew it was a great song as well, and they covered it. Just want you to have some fun playing along with this. What I'm going to do, I am going to include all the tabs for you, but you know it's fairly straightforward. But I'm also going to include a backing track, and you can then play along with it and have a bit of fun. And you will see the link down below takes you to my premium channel, and there you will be able to get all of the tabs and the backing tracks. And of course, you can have a look at the premium channel, and if you really enjoy it, why don't you consider subscribing to the premium channel? A lot of great in-depth lessons for you on there. Anyway, I am going to let you go and get into this song. Spike your hair up, get the blazer with the safety pins, really go back to that great era of punk rock in the UK and have some fun. Until the next time, this is Jeff wishing you well, and I will speak to you again real soon. Until then, goodbye.